What is up, guys? It is Hamilton, aka your coach of the Richmond Rillaboom, and we are kicking this channel off with our week one team builder. Oh man, getting started with another draft league, baby. This is the Richmond Rillaboom. Our week one match is going to be against the Gemstones, or the Gemstone Bandits, rather, coached by Big Bling. And guys, this is the RGBL, Red, Green, Blue League. And what you can see right here on the screen is my team, consisting of Iron Boulder, Iron Treads, Rillaboom, Sylveon, Duraludon, Manaphy, Vikavolt, Moltres, Hydreigon, Grafai, and Lampent. And we are going up against Latios, Ting Lu, Tentacruel, Florges, Baxcalibur, Rotom Heat, Ambipom, Okidogi, Skarmory, Electrode, and Lumineon. Now their Terra Captains are the Ambipom, Electrode, and Lumineon. Definitely gotta, you know, not so much worried about Electrode or Lumineon, although he could bring some kind of cheeky, like, Storm Drain, Lumineon sets for my Manaphy. So I do need to be aware of that at least. I know that thing can run like Encore things. But the main one that I would be concerned about is Ambipom, really. That thing, Terra Normal, like Fake Outs, and Terra Normal, whatever else it would want to do. Body Slam, I guess, or multi hit with. It's got some kind of multiple hit move that it can run with Technician, I know. So yeah, I gotta be aware of that. So I'm bringing a couple things for that. Um, but yeah, I think what I would mostly expect them to bring, based on my squad, would be definitely Latios. Um, Ting Lu makes a lot of sense, just because that thing is crazy bulky, pretty good check to things like my Iron Boulder, Iron Treads, Duraludon, I guess, at least on paper. Tentacruel makes sense just for rapid spinning and as one of his best checks to Manaphy. Um, Tentacruel is very bulky, so it could be like an Assault Vest set. Other things, Florges makes sense again for Manaphy. And also because I have a Hydreigon. Um, Baxcalibur is always a threat. Definitely got to be aware of that thing dragon dancing in my face. Rotom Heat looks very good. It's definitely a great switch into Iron Treads. Um, good switch into Rillaboom. Um, Sylveon as well. Just a great Rotom Heat's a great pivot overall. Um, Skarmory is always a thing that could come. Set hazards and things. But basically, I'd probably expect Latios, Tinglu, Tentacruel, Florges, Rotom Heat, and any other 6-mon. Could be Skarmory, could be Ambipom, could be um, Okidogi. Okidogi could definitely make sense. That thing's bulky and fighting looks pretty good into my team. My Terra Captains, by the way, are Duraludon, which is insane as a Terra Captain. Run Eviolite, and Vikavolt is my other Terra Captain, which can be Electric, Fairy, or Steel. Duraludon's typings would be Dragon, Flying, and Ground. So let's get into what I am bringing this week, you guys. So I love building with Manaphy. Started this team off with a Manaphy set. It's running Timid with a very mixed EV spread, and this is really built to basically try to exploit anything that might want to switch in on Manaphy, anything that he might bring that wants to try to exploit like a tail glow set or deal with the tail glow set. I think the most likely things we would see there would be Tentacruel, because it eats Moza. It definitely takes water moves well. Um, if I was trying to run like Energy Ball or anything like that, it could take that neutrally. But overall, like an AV Tentacruel is definitely like a good possibility. It could try to like Sludge Bomb, Poison me. Other Tentacruel sets that make sense are Haze, which I saw in like a practice battle, to try to remove those boosts that I get. But basically, I build this, sort of with that in mind. Also with like Luminion as a possibility. So I have enough speed to outspeed what I would, think like a defensive Tentacruel might run, and Luminion is a possibility. But basically, what I can do is click Substitute um, on anything that wants to switch into this, or if I bring it in on like a Rotom and say Rotom's already like uh, clicked overheat, it's got -2 special attack. I can either click Substitute or I can just go ahead and click a Calm Mind, and then if something like a Tentacruel or Luminion comes in after that, at that point I can go for a substitute after I already have a Calm Mind boost, and that way they can't break my sub, and they're in for some trouble. Um, so yeah, this set just looks really good. The stored power there for the Tentacruel, after a couple Calm Mind boosts, it really blows that thing back, and can basically just, yeah, kind of deal with his team really well. Like if you again like look at his roster, like yeah, even things that resist Scald, they're not gonna want to take a heavy uh, stored power hit. But there's just not a lot of things that do well against this Manaphy. Things that would normally want to switch in on Manaphy are not going to be able to break its sub, and it outspeeds a lot of his team. Um, and yeah, even the Latios, like if the Latios, it basically kind of like forces Latios to come in and try to break this up and do damage to this. And if I've already got Calm Mind boots up, it's not going to be able to do a lot of damage. And even though it's going to resist my Scalds and Store Powers, um, it's going to get chipped down majorly, which is great for me because switching into Latios is not fun. So yeah, Manaphy is basically there to be just like an early game kind of like breaker. Just do a lot of damage, whittle things down, break things down, kind of cause havoc early game. Um, then I've got another kind of early game pivot, um, which is this Assault Vest Iron Treads, aka Megadon. Oh, I forgot to shout out the nickname on Manaphy, DJ Manny Fresh. You guys know who that is, then you're a real one. Yeah, Iron Treads is the next Pokemon. Um, this thing is Assault Vest, just to be able to take hits, help it take some hits from Latios. Like it should survive a Surf from Latios, I believe. Check that. But yeah, I just basically wanted to give it some like survivability. Um, yeah, so with the Iron or Assault Vest, it takes Dracos very well. Obviously takes Psychic moves well. Let's see, how does it take a Surf? Yeah, eats a Surf. It takes about a little over half. So as long as I have a decent amount of health, I can feel pretty safe, like staying in on a. I actually might switch up some of the EVs here just to be able to take a surf a little bit better. Might be helpful. Let me see how much attack investment do I need. Don't want to take any from attack, but if I might take these surfs better if I take it off of HP and put it on my special defense instead. Yeah, that helps some. 51 to 61 rather than 53 to 60. Yeah, that definitely helps. So I'll do that. Let's switch that right now. And that's just because the with the assault vest, the investment in the special defense just is more useful than putting it in HP. So that little adjustment there. But yeah, this thing is a good pivot. A likely switch in for him is either Rotom Heat or Skarmory. So if I knock off those things items, it's great. Very likely to knock off like a heavy duty boots from Rotom. And I can also click Rock Slide on that thing if I want to try to get like a 2-hit KO, or if it's already weakened, I can knock that thing out, which is great to take away one of his best pivots. And also just volt switching, to again, like if I can get him into that kind of vortex of like I volt switch on Skarmory or Rotom, I can bring in Manaphy for pretty free and just either click Scald on the Skarmory, or if I don't think it has like Whirlwind or something, I just Calm Mind, substitute shenanigans all over again. And if I bring it in on Rotom, he's in a tough spot where he has to either hard switch out or take a Scald, or let me Calm Mind in front of him. So yeah, Treads is just very, very good pivot in here in this matchup. And knockoff obviously like hits Latios really hard. Heavy Slam, Rex, Florges. Is I kind of need to keep it around for Florges to have something that can really just bop that thing, because I don't want to see a Florges starting to set up Calm Minds in my face. So yeah, also there for Florges for sure, because that thing is a threat. Next Mon on the team, Iron Boulder. So really hyped to use this thing. This was my first pick of the draft, and in this matchup, it looks like a really good win con. Basically, once I get a Swords Dance up, Close Combat, Mighty Cleave, and Psycho Cut just wreck his team. Close Combat destroys Ting Lu at +2. Psycho Cut destroys Tentacruel. Really, just the Rock move should destroy Tentacruel at +2. Yeah, the Rock move against Florges does a lot. Rock move, Rock move, Rock move. Psycho Cut just annihilates Okidogi. Rock move against Ambipom. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks really good, and Rock move is neutral against Skarmory, so like again, the plan is really just to look at some calcs here, but plan is really just to whittle things down with Manaphy in the beginning, pivoting around with Iron Treads a bit as well. But then after that, man, like if I can get this thing in, and the other thing is like with Iron Boulder's bulk, like it shouldn't be very hard to get up to +2. Look at that, like like very defensive Skarmory takes 68 to 81 from a +2 Mighty Cleave. And with the booster energy on my speed, like I don't have to worry about anything outspeeding me. I could come in and immediately outspeed even a scarfed Latios, and they're just screwed. Like especially if that Latios is like minus, it's already clicked a Draco or something, and it's minus special attack or the Rotom. Um, they're just Tentacruel does not have enough like power for me to not set up a Swords Dance. Um, Electrode, yeah, I mean, there's so many things I can set up on. Um, Florges should be able to, as long as it's not boosted up. So yeah, this thing looks really good. And if things are whittled down, I might not even need to set up a Swords Dance. But like, let's look again at like how much it does to like Ting Lu is definitely its best switch in if you're thinking rock move, right? But it gets blown back by a +2 close combat, even at full defense. It's basically Ocon it after rocks. Um, so yeah, this thing's just really good. Major win con. Running a little bit of bulk, enough speed to I think outspeed. I think that's to outspeed like the Scarflatios or Ambipom. But yeah, it's I'm thinking very good chance for that thing to sweep. Sylvia, the Sylveon, just giving me something to switch into Latios with. Um, and I might run a little bit more special defense now that I'm thinking of that. Because in Mox, it was not taking the Luster Purges very well. So yeah, do that real quick. This looks a little better. So yeah, this is literally just switching into Latios and potentially passing wishes around. It can pass wishes to Iron Treads. It can pass wishes to uh, my Duraludon. It can pass wishes to Vikavolt because my Vikavolt is going to be Terra Steel. But yeah, it's literally just there. Latios switching. I can click Baton Pass for momentum as well. If I might just like straight up click Baton Pass to get some momentum on like likely Skarmory's coming in or Rotom's coming in. Or if I want to get that wish up, then I can wish, then Baton Pass, or wish and hard switch. But yeah, that's really Sylveon's only job in this game. This thing is my likely lead, I think. It just matches up really well against pretty much everything. With a Violite, this thing is crazy bulky. So Violite gives 1.5 times boost to both defense and special defense, and it's already got crazy defense stats. So, and 70 HP, like with a Violite, and 115 defense, I'm going max defense. And that's going to allow me to take like earthquakes from Ting Lu. Check this out. Yeah, so a raw earthquake does 32 to 39%. So it's like a 3-hit KO. But I can also Iron Defense, which makes it 16 to 19%, which would be a 6-hit KO. That also, after Iron Defense, my body presses are going to be blowing back Ting Lu. So yeah, this thing is basically here to like lead off, get up Stealth Rocks, If he leads Tinglu, I can Iron Defense and then get up rocks and then just start like body pressing things. It takes a hit from literally like everything. I think the hits that it doesn't like to take the most would be like the Latios, like the Specs. Okay, so it doesn't want to take like Specs, Dracos, or Spheres or whatever. But again, I have Sylveon to switch into Latios. Um, Also, doesn't really want to take overheats from Rotom Heat. But if I can catch that thing with a body press while it's trying to switch in on me, that's amazing. Because I really want to get that. Like, just getting rid of Rotom is very helpful. And yeah, it just this thing looks really good. I love that I immediately knew in the draft that I wanted to when I saw that this thing could Terra, and now that Archaladon is out, it can run a Violite. Like this thing's crazy. I'm gonna do so many cool things with this Pokemon in the season, I think. So its Terra type is Flying. I likely won't be using the Terra on that. Just because its Dragon and Steel typing is pretty good versus in this matchup. So it's also like a pretty good check to Duraludon, or not, pretty good check to Baxcalibur. And lets me like I can come in on that and eat pretty much anything it wants to go for and hit it really hard with Flash Cannon or Body Press in return. Yeah, see, like this thing does nothing to me, especially if I have a Iron Defense up. But even without Iron Defense, like even super effective Earthquakes and things are really not doing much. And my Flash Cannon does a lot in return. So one of my best checks to Excalibur as well. So I don't want it to get too like whittled down early game. But I do want to get up rocks early, so it's probably going to lead. And yeah, and then last mon, Vikavolt, which I need to. I think I'm gonna call this A Drive. Shout outs to A Drive. One of the first league YouTubers that got me interested in this whole crazy world of draft leagues. So yeah, this thing is just modest. A lot of bulk, a lot of special attack, a little bit of speed. I think mainly just like outspeed Tinglus and but yeah, with Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon for it's Tear Steel, so Flash Cannon, Tear Steel to Florges does a lot. Volt Switch is good for like coming in on a Skarmory and threatening it out, getting some momentum. Um, if he wants to bring in a Tinglu, that thing gets hit really hard by Bug Buzz. Let's see, how hard does it get hit? 41 to 49 tooth, and that's max specially defensive Tinglu, which is probably going to want to be physically defensive for my boulder. So if it is not max special defense, it's pretty much a 2-hit KO from Bug Buzz. So, and it doesn't do like anything to me if I'm Tear Steel. So yeah, Vikavolt actually looks pretty good here. The only thing it does not like is Rotom Heat. So definitely got to be careful of catching those overheats. But yeah, again, like Rotom Heat after overheat is kind of like a free invitation for my Iron Boulder to come in and just start sweeping basically. I gotta be wary of clicking Swords Dance on a Rotom Heat because I don't want to get burned. So I might just like click the raw rock move because he doesn't switch into it well. Especially if like Ting Lu's already weakened, it's not gonna take a Mighty Cleave and a close combat even if I'm not at +2. Um, and yeah, let's see if so like speaking of that, if that is a situation where like yeah, I don't want to try to set up on a Ting Lu. So yeah, I would want Ting Lu to be weakened. If Ting Lu's not weakened, then I would probably try to set up on Rotom. But basically, I'm saving that Iron Boulder for like when things are like once I see a green light to sweep, I'm bringing it in as soon as I can and just try to end the game right there. And the team that I built around it between Vikavolt, Boptimus, um, the Duraludon, and this awesome Manaphy set, and Iron Treads, like, I think these things give me a lot of momentum with the volt switching, a lot of just bulky things that can take hits and do damage in return. And this Manaphy set, I think, is going to be a real headache for him. So I definitely am expecting a win here, and to just see Iron Boulder coming in like mid late game and just wrapping things up basically after the rest of the squad puts in work. So that is the plan for week 1, and I will be playing this match in a few hours. So wish me luck. And yeah, we're starting a new channel here. So if you enjoy Draft League content, definitely click like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. I'm gonna be making videos all throughout the season, team builders um, and live videos of my matches. Also considering making some other cool content of like going back, like I was going back through a bunch of old replays last night, and may bring out some cool videos of like looking at previous championships that I won. I think I've won 3 draft league championships. So I could make some throwback videos for that, reviewing old championships, old championship teams, talking about those, talking about some of my favorite rosters I've ever had. Um, and I'll probably do a draft like analysis video as well. But yeah, really just trying this out. I love watching draft league content on YouTube, so I figured, and I play draft leagues a lot. I've been playing them since I think all the way back to like 2016. So um, if you enjoy draft league content as well, be sure to follow the channel. All right, I will see you guys next time. Peace.